name is emblazoned across the side of the tuk-tuk, in a cool blue font partly obscured by diaphanous hand-painted soap bubbles. Limphadores are Spies, cleaners for hire. Around the back, an aluminium roll-up door shields the contents of the trailer. Evidently the expensive kind. The leather upholstered bench is barely big enough for two people to share. A half-eaten sandwich wrapped in paper leaks grease onto the passenger side. The window is rolled down, just a crack. You can see the contents nestled between two flattened plantains, fried shrimp covered in melted cheese. A gastronomic monstrosity. No one abandons a sandwich like that for long. Someone has jammed a half-empty spray bottle of disinfectant and a damp rag into the shallow well on the dashboard. And there's a parking permit for 422 Calle Espinas taped to the inner windshield. The only other touch of the personal is a copper medallion hanging from the rearview mirror. The cheap metal was oxidized, a green patina on an embossed 8-pointed star. Some astrological thing. Who can keep track of it all? The cleaners, wherever they are, have left little trace of themselves or their equipment inside of the vehicle. The roll-up door is bowed in, half crushed. The aluminium edges are misaligned, leaving an awkward gap that's desperately bridged by a worn padlock. The old padlock, under stresses it could not possibly endure, shudders and pops open. The small space is tightly packed. In the corner is a selection of buckets, a rack of brooms and mops mounted on the wall above them. Bottles of cleaning solution are tucked into every free space, with names like Zyfrox, Extra Clean, Shine and Shimmer. Your eyes land on a shapeless garment in a disconcertingly meaty shade of pink. There's a zipper on the back and a large tinted window at the front, a viewport out, but not in. Anything that obscures your face is good, when this suit has the advantage of obscuring your humanity completely. The suit slides off the rack and into your hands. The tuk-tuk remains in its place. At your approach, 3 heads turn in your direction. Look at their clothes. These people are decked out.
Looking for something.
The latest fashions, with labels for brands you don't recognize. Outfits made for these people, or people made for these outfits. You'd blend in better, undeniably, and people would probably respect you a lot more.
Apartments. There was a party. Invite only. Perhaps you are lost.
Streets blocked. Go another way.
You can ask the GMs. We're not doing anything that isn't permitted.
You can feel sex eyes on your back as you leave.
Hey, you. You're new to this scene, aren't you?
A young man in a long, colourful puffer jacket with an oversized collar stands guard. His forehead glistens with sweat.
Really? I haven't seen you around. But maybe it's a good sign. Maybe the scene isn't as dead as it seems. My name is Kurt, by the way. Kisok, born and raised. Likewise. See this jacket I'm wearing? A product of the local scene, custom made by one of the tailors here. Pretty cool, huh?
Sleek lines and soft curves alternate to form an object that screams high-end.
It has it, doesn't it? One of a kind. But you know what's not cool? Some of the official it I've been feeling as of late.
The man stares at you with a long, stern look of hesitation.
I've bowled too hard. The streets of Portofino have not been ready for such a display of style. And to be honest, I haven't been ready either. This cool jacket? The party alley tailor made it for me, but I never paid for it. I owe him money, I have no money, and I cannot show my face around the art of the scene. I'm a local guy. Been around here all my life. He knows my dad as well. And we signed a contract. I know fuck all about contracts. But I got the jacket. I felt exhilarated even. But I haven't been able to come up with the money. Haven't even had a single crossover. I never intended to. Ever since some new faces started popping up, I felt an undying need to improve my game for any potential scene crossovers. These days, the scene has deemed the notion of work out, so no. We signed a contract, as I said, but I was too excited to remember anything about the total cost. Maybe it was a lot, maybe it wasn't a lot at all. But the jacket is baller. I suspect and fear it was a lot. Can you find out how much money I owe him? What if it's impossible to pay back? What if other people find out that I am bowling on borrowed time? It would spell disaster for the scene. Thank you so much. Go to the Party Alley Plaza. It's east from here. There's a tailor named Bruce. Maybe you can ask him, like, quietly, diligently on my behalf about the, the price of the jacket. I'll be sure to make it worth your while. I'm checking out the scene, inhabiting the streets, thinking about the past and the future. Crop tops, monuments, and communism. Nothing's wrong with crop tops, it's all to do with belly buttons. In the current year of 96, the scene has deemed them out.
Belly sexy, man wrong.
This decade is all about portability. It's not feasible to take a monument with you. Maybe like a brick from the foundation or something, but not much more. Look around you. They tried it here, but it didn't work. All that remains from it are monuments and crop tops. Cool. Yep. Lucian everything. Full reflection clothes, high-speed synthesizer music, and tiny attack dogs. They intend to overwhelm your eyes with brightness, so you wouldn't see them coming. Cool, but also menacing.
Then the fight shall happen with eyes closed.
A wall of electronic sound punctuated by low-end rhythm designed to misdirect your sense of space and time. El Pop is just the introductory lullaby to make the people, ballers included, drop their guard. The scene thinks it to be some kind of a power move, just for laughs. It's not like you'd see or hear them coming, right? I've been around the scene long enough to have a feel for what's up next. They must have some substance, given their success on the global scene. A lot. Look at those people over there. Out-of-towners. Thoughtless threads. Well, maybe you lack the necessary context of the scene. Futuristic materials, high-grade factory work, not yet fully reflective, but getting there.
Lusians.
Yeah, you know them? I had a similar experience. She's got 39 sneakers. He's got a sacrophobe cut.
Evil.
And that man over there is most definitely wearing a crossbill.
Not gang.
Those are all illusion brands. They don't even sell the knockoffs for some of these in the bazaar. Hence, they're most likely from out of town. I told you, been around the scene long enough. I think they're brand ambassadors. I hit them up the other day, hoping to represent the scene of Portofino. But as I said before, they weren't very talkative. Told me to mind my own business. I thought we could have a scene crossover, but it was not to be. Hey, a dwindling local culture needs ballers like me to stay on top of the little we have. Otherwise, who can know what's in and what's not? The scene would fall to anarchy. For decades, Kisok was a very low-quality scene, as far as the global scene goes. It's starting to show promise now, but I have to keep watch to make sure it doesn't go the wrong way.
Global scenes. We've been in the archives for too long. We might be getting left behind. Find out what's in.
Oh, you don't know the scene worldwide? That's all right. Many don't. It takes many years of experience to see the scene like I do. I'm here to divulge. La Luz is currently leading the scene, the undisputed world champion of what's in. Cicatriz Frontera may be the political capital, but the city of La Cupola is the scene capital. I've heard rumors, though, that the political types are all imprints of just one scene savant, and that's why the capitals are different cities. How would you duel for recognition if you're one and the same? You're obviously new to the scene. Ballers of that caliber are destined to be at war with one another, especially if the difference between them is small. It's the only way to find out who is for real and who is not. Comes with the territory. Sometimes it happens that both of them turn out to be real. That's what's called baller synergy. Very good for the scene. Cool older guys would tell you that Kisok once ranked #1 on the global scene hierarchy. The Palace of Culture used to be the center of scene operations. Chief Bowler ran the Communist Party from in there, but they couldn't keep up with the changing scene. In short, Kisok has ranked low for decades now, but new bowlers rise from its ashes all the time. Bowlers like me. This place is on the up. Only the culture, or rather, the bowler blockade is holding us back. Did you lose your sight all of a sudden? You're looking at one. Take another look at the jacket. A firm 2 or 3 on the 10-point scale I just thought of. It's not very baller of them to force everyone to do jumping jacks or executing civil servants in the street, especially when wearing the clothes they do.
He pauses, watches you a moment, and shuffles something in his pockets.
I protect my sources. Yeah, cool. See you on the scene.
You pick up the payphone's handset, a dolphin it. No real. Give it a rest for today. Return when the sensation is fresh. You step away. The bald man watches on as you approach, his frown deepening with each step.
Bold? What is this?
We're safe in here, all huddled up.
Absolutely not. The lack of it is extremely clear. At least your figure has its strengths. You're from Mercia, yes? Immigrant parents, then? Your cheekbones, too, very angular. Brows.
Inside, a small cathedral of pristine jackets, dresses and suits, impeccably arranged. Your vision darkens at its periphery. Unpadded jackets with their sleeves rolled up, just a bit. These are high-end power suits for business or formal soirees, thinner than what you find in Novessa. Linen in soft cream, dusty ochres and pale sand. None. There are no price tags, but it's all posh people's shite. Stylish though. He offers a brief smile.
I don't sell clothes. I sell transformations. Transformations which generate epochs that capture the delicate moment between the before and the after. You're being ignorant. On purpose, it seems. If you're not serious, hurry on. My customers await. You're a potential customer. And only because of your figure. Calves aside. It's the first thing I noticed about you. One of them is slightly larger than the other, leading to a gross imbalance.
This man is full of excrement. Our calves are the right size.
I can see that you don't know much about the world of high value. If you move in certain circles, you may have heard a certain type of man say such things as, I have a guy in Portofino, but you wouldn't have heard of him. I'm the him you haven't heard of. When I say your selection would be an insult, it's your taste I'm criticizing. Allow yourself to ask for help. Bruce, dress me, please.
The tailor swishes his hand through shoulder-length hair that hasn't been there for a long, long time.
Normally, I would point you towards one of my regular clients who happens to be in town. A Monsieur Frederick of L'Empire Sans Territoire. Unfortunately, he seems determined to debase both himself and my fine work by standing absolutely still. Moreover, at a phone box devoid of joy. A good number of my clients don't live in Portofino. Some pass through for work, others make an appointment with me, the sole reason for their visit.
Flash of a gold tooth near the back of his mouth.
There's also a Monsieur Oscar of L'Empire Sans Territoire, but he has managed to violate my work to an even higher degree than Frederick. Let us not irritate me any further.
A few birds fly overhead. The tailor nods.
I'm creating Portofino fashion in the old way, but brought into the modern age. Hand-stitching, salvaged local silks, skirts for men. Tradition with a twist. Nestorismo brought pants, and with them, the mediocritization of men's fashion. The skirt is the perfect utility garment and my inspiration for this evocation of Portofino's past. An ensemble for a star-worshipping priest.
He gestures to a loose kimono in swirls of green and cream, and a boxy skirt made from the same material.
One of my more daring recent efforts. Not entirely successful. In light of my failures, 15% off. Any flaw a man creates in the pursuit of his craft becomes a part of the craft. A mistake made by a machine is just a mistake. See? Look at this.
You're going to have to take his word for it.
Good eyes, yes. The stitch gives clear evidence of its human origins. I have a matching skirt for it. I dropped 2 stitches on that one. A silk torched their last sweatshop for the insurance. Most silk you find now is repurposed from old garments. The commercial silk farms in Piaboreto produce cheap garbage. They starve the worms as much as the workers. It can't compare to the remnants of the Portofino method. No. Nestor was a nationalist. I just cater to people who are tired of a world that insists on shoving garbage down their gullets. The main source of the garbage just happens to be invading Portofino from beyond its borders. Set foot in the bazaar and you'll see what I mean. Everything you buy there is designed to disintegrate within a couple of years, at most. You have some semblance of an introduction to understanding. Ah, my young friend of the avant-garde, the savant of the scene. Has he sent you for another high-end piece of mine? What's the matter? Have dark thoughts entered his mind? Has he taken a disliking to the jacket? Only fine? It's a piece for the ages. Something's wrong, isn't it? There must be a misunderstanding. The jacket's paid for. Let me clarify. The young man doesn't owe me any money. He owes the bank money. He must be confused. One of their subsidiaries recently launched a new scheme called the Financial Citizen. It allows people to buy things, art and services here, in the now, but pay for them later. So they can get to where they need to be without the waiting times, obviously. Very important for the uneducated masses who are into fast-moving fashions. But not my Kurt. He is very educated. Their subsidiary is right here in Portofino. The customer signs an application, which I send to my creditors. I am paid shortly after. Life goes on, we all smile.
Bankers. Big grins.
Of course not. I bear my young friend no ill will. However, I am saddened to say that the Financial Citizen may feel differently. Very little. I make use of their services, and that is where our dealings end. My MTR client, once off the phone line, could probably tell you more. The jacket itself was 500 sol, underpriced for a masterpiece, but there's accruing interest, service fees, and other economic fashions on the side of the bank. I'm perplexed. Does the young savant not understand how he afforded the jacket? We'll disagree then. He is aesthetically astute. He gets style and the finer points of my craft. A natural. Please tell Kurt not to worry about me. We are settled. But do remind him of his arrangement with the bank. I'd like to keep making pieces for him. Is that really the criterion by which you want to dress? Its value? No. Most people who come to me, they say they want an expensive suit. I tell them, the price of the suit doesn't matter, so long as the person wearing it is high value. So, why do you want the suit? Very well.
He disappears into the depths of his shop. Upon return, in his arms a bundle of fabrics. A pair of checkered shoes dangle from one finger.
All right, I've compiled some pieces that might give us a place to start.
The trousers are tailored in a loose fit style. The slick, soft black silk slips through your fingers. Blocks of earth-toned silk have been neatly and nearly invisibly stitched together. It's subtle, but you can see the telltale bulge of shoulder pads. The shoes are the most striking element of the outfit. A pop of eccentricity, diamond-shaped leather cutouts in black and white, with a subtly pointed toe. They say, I'm corporate, but still hip. There's no doubt about it. This is a power suit. This might actually work on you, especially with bespoke tailoring.
Of course. You have some semblance of an introduction to understanding. I see it as essential to safeguarding Portofiran culture. Nothing less. You've seen what it's like out there, I'm sure. Cheap polyester and gaudy neon colors, mostly. These Lucian imports, they're not even culture. Culture has never been and cannot be state-directed. Culture, authentic culture, emerges from the friction between the artist's hand and their chosen medium. In time, they will. And then they'll forget. And then they'll remember that this is true. Anything else is just logistics. Turn your head to the left. If you want to wear my clothes, you are my pony. Now turn. Perhaps you really could fit in with the high-value class. You have the structure for it.
Inherited from your mother. The only decent thing she ever actually gave you.
My regards to your parents. There's a certain way that those people carry themselves. It's the way I want everyone to look in my clothes. Effortless, free and easy, under no pressure at all. If you want the suit for less money, you must embody this. It's beyond relaxation. It's tranquility, serenity. The ultimate representation of a consummate professional on the go. It's cool. Yes, you understand.
Only in the abstract sense.
You'll need to prepare. It may take some time. The body needs to recover. Get a good night's sleep. Drink a fancy coffee. Smoke an expensive cigarette. Live within the means of a man who makes decisions for a living.
If you want to look like a person who can handle pressure, you'll need to reduce your own.
Awful. Still, absolutely not. I can see the stress in your pores. I expect you to look effortless. I could offer some critique, yes. You may not like it.
He circles you with his gaze alone. His brow furrows.
This look doesn't evoke much. I prefer a unified ensemble. Unless, of course, you surprise me. Next. This is what's there for you. Well then. Of course you will. Back again, are we?
He circles you with his gaze alone.
Personal, yes? Pure People's Republics. It's classic you, isn't it? I can see why you'd like it, but you can do better. Of course you will. Back again, This is... Well then,
He circles you with his gaze.
this look doesn't evoke much. I prefer a unified ensemble. Unless, of course, you surprise me. Next. Of course you will.
Back for more Metamoto?
He offers you a grin he doesn't seem to have a firm hold on.
Goodbye.
The teenage boy nods hesitantly as you approach.
Back for the gruesome finale. I'll do as ever.
Good to see you on the scene again. Yes? Really? What? The bank? How can it be? This is not what the scene is about. I owe money to Emter? See you on the scene.
Stray spies still wandering around, looking for their forever home.
The girl takes a long drag and raises a slow middle finger at you.
Keep your powder dry, Herschel.
Don't make eye contact.
I can't. Don't worry.
Yeah, the Hypermall is cool if you know what you're looking for.
Thank fuck. It's leaving.
The stall remains as haphazard as ever, its payment bucket near empty. The heartless man wanted a poetry magazine from this place, didn't he? You flip through the stack of slim, staple-bound periodicals, faded fashion catalogues 6 years out of date, softcore adult mags, a gun magazine, and a lot more. You scan the stall, but find no poetry section. Instead, there are several piles of unsorted periodicals, each one dozens of issues deep. Most of those journals look cheap, pulp adjacent really. They probably feel cheap too. Exactly. Think high quality spine, silky cover, something with a premium heft to it. You just need to dig in. You turn away from the... The stall remains as haphazard. You come across a small collection of a notably different stock, not far from the top of the pile. They're sturdy, recently pressed, and the finish is smooth to the touch. You turn away from the piles of books. You find yourself before the strange tree once more. You leave them. An old bench kneels in your presence. You settle in once more, a small rite of maintenance. For a while, the city asks nothing of you. Time simply passes. People float by in the distance. Trams rattle overhead. But all you care about is how your spine seems to be rippling with ease. Before long, you stand up, feeling less worn than before.
Hello again. What'll it be? See you.
Uprant. Brilliant work. It seems your pomegranate folder was true to life. Awful places. A bit like massage parlors or business schools. They dress them up all sorts of ways, but on the inside, they're pretty much all the same. So let's review once more. For the operants in the back. First requirement, a secluded location with easy access. Desolate enough, though somewhat lacking in suitable structures. Look further afield. Second, an inconspicuous facade.
A place where the gang can do gang stuff undisturbed.
Could fit the bill by its description. Though if you just wandered in, I wouldn't say it meets the next requirement. Lastly, modern security. Strong instincts, wrong enemy.
He slides the copy of the North Correntes Review back across the table and taps the cover with a fat finger.
There are some who'd say the developed world is nothing but a great big mask, obscuring a face of horrors. I hear they're accepting submissions, if you got the stomach for such stuff. In our work, it may be the only sense there is. Call it talent scouting. I may be a non-entity, but I'm not entirely at the game. Wanted to see for myself what it is the opera once saw in you. Good luck getting yourself in jail, and better luck getting out. Till next time, operand.
Hello again. See you.